Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and I hope you're all doing well and that you've had a good Christmas. So this is a follow-up video about Stephen Ridley, who I talked about in a previous video, which I'll link to at the end of this video. And I wanted to do a little comment read through to see what you made of the whole thing. Now, I know I'm not the only person that's talked about Stephen Ridley and perhaps his kind of background and also links to Scientology and also just the general underhanded nature to what he's doing. But also the main point of my video was to sort of to stress the importance of honing our craft and learning how to play an instrument, which requires time, effort, dedication, discipline, and these kind of charlatan tactics where, you know, someone will come up and say, well, I can teach you how to do all of that, you know, in a matter of weeks. You don't have to do any hard work. And, you know, how that's detrimental, I think, and also misleading. So I thought we'd just talk through some of the comments, see what some of you are saying, because there was obviously a very common theme. I didn't really have very many people in disagreement with what I'd said, but let's go through and see what some of you had said. So John8451 said, let's not forget that the Ridley Academy is a front for recruiting young people to the cult of Scientology. Now, I can't confirm or deny that, but it's not the first time that I've heard Scientology in context with his name, and it does make you wonder, doesn't it? Because the way that his marketing approach comes across to me is it's very much about trying to grab the attention of young people who want instant results and no effort. And you know, it could lead on to all kinds of things, couldn't it? But yeah, very good point there. This was a nice comment from A Music. You may not have the bells and whistles of Stephen Ridley, but when you're good at what you do, you don't need bells and whistles. Your skill will speak for itself. And, you know, that's a very kind comment. And I think it's true, isn't it, that sometimes we look at bells and whistles and we think, wow, that must be, you know, someone who really knows what they're doing. And they're really, you know, look at the way they're wowing us with all of their editing and things like that. And actually, when it comes to music in particular, I think you should be able to just go to an instrument and play it without any fuss. And if you're a good musician, you should be able to move your audience and communicate something with your audience really special. And you don't need any bells and whistles, certainly, for that. Sophia, she's also talked about Scientologist Ridley, another video on Scientologist Ridley. Paula Evans, I think, sorry. I get him every advert, wish he would just go away. So yes, his adverts do pop up a lot, don't they? And I think a lot of people see them and you don't get any choice in the matter. This was a good one from Hillary. Any method that doesn't require oral skills and sight singing is a complete no from me. Learning chords is a very small fraction of the picture. To which I replied, saying that when I was at college, I used to have lots and lots of instrumentalists and musicians who would just throw music at me, and there was no one else who could really play the piano that well. So if you were a singer or a violinist and you needed to be accompanied, you needed someone to be able to play quickly. So people would throw music my way and I would have to just kind of sight read very quickly. Now, often I didn't sight read perfectly, but I was able to kind of get through and accompany the musician to a point where, you know, they were able to achieve what they wanted. And then I kind of just got better because I had to, and I had to learn those skills. And they're vital skills. And I teach a lot of, you know, piano, and I know that sight reading is something that most people dread. You know, they hate that idea of not knowing what's coming. But I think it's such a vital skill. It really is crucial to be able to think on your feet and respond quickly as a musician. You know, really important. Persia, the shouting is painful. I get that ad all the time and I don't even play the piano. It's making me crazy. So yeah, it's not even targeted at people who perhaps are musicians. It's just kind of out there, isn't it? It's out there. This was a longer message from Arthur Ross. A couple of things. In the first instance, there can be a lot of pretension amongst musicians. You genuinely, for example, learn to play along with lots of popular music on guitar with 6 to 8 chords. However, that does not make you a professional guitarist, though you may be popular at parties. All that said, a guitar is a different instrument, and with the aid of a capo, you can use those same chord shapes in many different keys. The Piano is different, and everything I hear about this Ridley character makes me very suspicious. That said, I couldn't help notice that the advertisements at the end of this video was the very popular 4-chord 100 songs thing. So rightly suspicious of the whole concept, but happy to take his money. Just a bit short on the credibility factor, methinks. Yeah, and I've got no problem with musicians who are very good at learning a few chords and can go out and play brilliantly and do lots of songs. That's great. You know, there's no harm. And there's people out there who don't read music or don't understand music who are brilliant musicians. So it's not discrediting them, but I think learning 4 chords just isn't the full picture. It's not the full picture as a musician. Michael Smith has YouTube Premium, so he doesn't need to, be bothered by it. Hopefully he doesn't get bothered by it with that. Unknown Kingdom. His style reminds me of piano bar playing. Not sure if they have this in the UK. Yeah, we do. But it's basically a bar where a performer plays piano and sings popular songs. Frequently by request and often mostly winging it, just playing chords. It's like what they call cowboy chords on guitar. Really just a way to accompany a voice with some occasional flourishes. It's fine, but very, very basic. Yeah, I agree. I think, it can be fine for its purpose, but outside of that context, it can be a bit empty. Propulsor, well said. I've seen many people criticise the charlatan Ridley and all say the same thing. There's no substitution for hard work and time. Absolutely. If something is worth doing, it takes time and dedication to master it. Anything that can be learned in 5 minutes will not have a lot of depth. Let's face it, Ridley is only teaching how to debase something in an attempt to make money, and he's not even doing that very well because almost everyone has seen through his inept presentation. He has, however, given a masterclass on how to be irritating. Kudos to you. Yeah, kudos. I certainly couldn't disagree with anything you'd said there. Charlie Staveley, Stephen Ridley is an absolute, and I'll put a little bleep there. I spent the last week going through YouTube watching his shorts and videos. I've Googled him and read a couple of magazine interviews with him, and nothing adds up about this guy. Another piano teacher reacted to his masterclass and believed he has a music degree. I find that really difficult to believe, as in one interview he claims to have stopped piano lessons at 15 as he found them boring and confusing. In a different article, it says he went to the Royal School of Music and another music school in the States. 99% of his videos are mash-up cover versions. He hits the keys as hard as he can, and people seem impressed by that. I really feel for people that get sucked in by him. Part with thousands for what? Claiming that music theory doesn't matter and sheet music is all in Latin and hieroglyphics. What? Another channel shared his masterclass, and I got a few minutes in and I'm speechless. His idea of theory is no theory. If you get bored, go on his channel and watch a few vids and shorts and you'll see what I mean. Claiming that piano tutors actually hit pupils with a ruler is ridiculous. One of his reasons for following him. I've been watching all of his stuff out of fascination to see how big the lies get. Edit. I just subbed you, by the way, to see if I can get any tips. I write my own music. Oh, well, thank you for subscribing to my channel. That's very, very kind. And I'll do my best to try and give you some tips. So, yeah, so there were quite a lot of points. I can't go through all the comments, but as you can see, there's a lot of people who just aren't buying it. There's a lot of people that are frustrated by it. The adverts, the disingenuous nature to what he does. And so I thought it was worth just kind of highlighting, really, and seeing, because I do get views on this video sporadically where people kind of come in and are saying the same kind of things. So it's led me on to my next video, which I'm going to be doing, which is to do with AI. And I think AI is certainly becoming quite a big issue now, particularly on YouTube. I've noticed certainly quite a lot going on. So that's going to be my next discussion point about AI. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are regarding AI and the way it's kind of seeping in and becoming kind of normalized on YouTube in particular. So that'll be our next talking point. But thank you to those who've commented. Thank you to those who subscribe. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a great day. And just remember, just because there's a face on your TV screen on YouTube saying something doesn't mean it's true. And that's me included. Do your research. Make sure that the person that you are listening or following has credentials or has some kind of experience in what they're talking about. And, just use your judgment is probably my advice. Anyway, take care, and I'll see you in my next video.